Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I'm Hambbage, and welcome back to another exciting installment of Dungeons of Dredmor. That's right, we're going back down to find some diggles and demons and whatever else are down there, and punch them all in the face. So let's get the game up here. I did just open it up to the main menu before we started. We're gonna load up. I actually dropped in for just a second. I was waiting. I've been out and about running errands and doing various stuff here around town today, and had actually done a Minecraft play session earlier, and was hoping that it was going to finish uploading, and it's kind of sitting at a 95% processing, and that did update while I was looking at it to video processing is taking longer than we anticipated. Sorry for the delay. Notice. So I was just kind of thinking like, okay, it'd be really nice if I could close all that out. I, for once, don't have anything in the queue. Maybe that's the problem. YouTube knows that. But anyway, we're gonna get Hambbage back on top here. My first little one that I just created the other. Before I'd started this playthrough to kind of regain familiarity with the controls and, what exactly are we trying to do in this game? I didn't even... Okay, we'd outgrown both of those, I guess. Seem to have a lot of weapons. Anyway, I think we'd finished up. I know we'd last done our last little graffiti... Oh, no, we're still in the ice world, that's right. I think we just cleared our inventory, maybe, was what we were up against. Oh, boy. Re-establish everything. Here we go. All right, so Lutefisk in. Whoa. I think I just sorted my inventory or something, and that was not what I wanted to do. We don't like that. Now I gotta... The belt goes here. Necklace. Quite honestly, the rest of this stuff... probably don't have to carry it. As long as you have those... at least for my playstyle, as long as you have these two on your possession, you can keep making the foods. And, quite frankly, usually we have to go back for one or the other of the ingredients on whatever it is we're making. So, I could probably just leave them all back there and pick them up. But if I was playing solo, I may be more so inclined. All right. Well, here we go. Let's take a look at the map here. So we're working our way across the top. Do we have any quests active? We do not. Okay. Haven't used the opportunity to equip any of my stuff or improve it. Get some XP here. Getting close to another level. Self-sealing stem bolt. It's a reagent. This component is absolutely vital to the proper functioning of an endless list of sundry vaguely miscellaneous devices. Okay. Since I couldn't even see it very clearly, what is it? Oh, it's just one of those things. Okay. Now I know. I was hoping that was a trap. Wasn't. Get a little more vending here. Why not? Again, somebody said something about potions in one of the videos I haven't, but as far as I know, those are just booze, and so really just wizard stuff. If anybody knows completely differently, or if there's a chance, but I think I'm going to continue with my typical take whatever's stolen and trash it and not even bother to look at the rest of the contents policy. We have not had a zoo yet. That's right. We were just running low on time. And as you can see, we've kind of been wending and winding our way around. Okay, this is another one of these boxes. So the last one was red, and that's where the things popped. Hang on, we've discovered the bordello of poisons, and that's where we are now. I just wish it would highlight if something on here changed or what, because I think we're going to get whatever the no monster one is. Maybe. We'll see. So I'm going to kind of keep a look. I don't think there's going to be anything up here either way, because the last time it said you have discovered blah, and it was just the name of the map area. So we've already done that. So I'm going to kind of just see if I catch any change as I step forward here. I don't see any. I hear I see the little goldy thing come up over my character, but I didn't see, I was staring right at this, and I didn't see any moves, and didn't, those are both tangible. Maybe cash? I wasn't looking at that, but who knows? Someday maybe we'll discover. Not yet. Good reason to dump a bunch of stuff. So how's everyone doing in their world? IRL world. I can't imagine a ton of people are playing along, although I hope so. That's how I do it. Even if it's an old playlist of somebody else's creation, I love busting out an old playlist and just kind of playing along as I go. Some games and some people, I'll watch years old playlists, maybe for a second, third time, if the game is right and the commentary is the right kind of fitting for playing along to. It can be great background for just an enjoyable, if it's casual type playthrough, which is usually what I'm looking for in my games. Can be a pretty good deal. Another of these rooms with just a lot of stuff will have to go. Fish food, a lot of it, I think, but did we get everything? Nope. Did we even come down this far before? Guess not. Fresh steak, that's good. Oh, and a bumblebee lady. Oh. That was funny when I seriously just played like 4 minutes of the world that I'd previously created, and I was so far back. It was like end of level 1, similar but different build, and different equipment and all that. And it's like, oh man, yeah, I almost died. It's like, oh, I have to worry. I don't have that much health anymore, do I? Definitely the kind of game I don't think it's worth having multiple versions of games going. I'm already so committed to this one with you all that I could care less. In fact, I nearly lost it, but I'm also, I can't just knowingly throw it all away. That's a little contrary, it seems. I mean, maybe if I'd beaten the entire game or something, then maybe. It's something I don't like. And you guys tell me, do you guys feel the same? Is this just crazy talk on my part? Does anybody get that feeling when games have an achievement around intentionally dying that just kind of feels contrary. And now that we're well, I don't want to cross the streams. Minecraft has a little bit though with the requirement to use a totem of undying in the game. For most people who are advancement hunting, that becomes a last type deal. I mean, you may use it inadvertently, which is kind of the intent, and I'm fine with that, right? That's one of those deals, but I don't even like that it promotes an idea of you getting into a position where you'd have to die. It seems so contrary to hardcore Minecraft, but it's not my game. I don't make it. Apparently a lot of people do enjoy that kind of stuff, and this game, I think you guys have seen enough of the kind of humorous writing of the comments and all that. Here I think it's pretty lighthearted, and with a roguelike, you can reasonably expect that there's going to be a lot of deaths. So having something around some of the more common ones. Well, these would be like potion ingredients, I guess. And maybe that's why some of them are just like acid burn. Maybe they're called potions, but maybe they're just ingredients. Huh. Well, I don't know. Anyway, get out of there. Let's clean up a lot. I think most of this is tossable. That's booze. And that hopefully will be good. That's good cheese. Is that another one? Am I ever going to need these? I mean, they look good. I think I decided to save one back at the place. I guess I'll save a couple. The fire potions and the... Ooh, that's probably going to be valuable. Fire potions and the cold potions, depending on what the enemy may be very helpful end of game. And the health potions and things I'm going to try to keep an eye out for. We'll see how full we get. So we found the Mellow Shrine. It's, of course, like far corner from anything, so that'll be a treat when we do have to get back. But at least there's a lot of portals, so hopefully whatever... Oh, we gotta go... Oh, we're taking the portals. I don't care if they throw us into the middle of a zoo. I mean, I do. We'll die, but... Are you kidding me? That's what we get. So yeah, we'll enjoy whatever quest it is that sends us up to the Mellow Shrine. It's going to be great. Now, I guess in theory, if you were really, really savvy, you could maybe use the level above where you'd like go up, hop a portal, go down a different stair, and that would get you back over. Maybe, I don't know. I tell you one thing. Oh, that was a waste. Always check your active attributes before you just start blowing things away. Alright, here we go. Could be the zoo. That's interesting. Practical Handbook of Bee Culture. Some of those, like Skyrim books. Just, I wonder what these game writers would come up with for the contents of a practical guidebook to bee culture. Would they, as they did initially with the character name B. Arthur for one of the the named enemies, would they kind of go with famous bees, other actors, actresses? Are there other bees, Beatrices? Ooh, Keeper of the Rings of Beta Z. All right, where were we at here? I think we're kind of working on crossbow a little bit. We had just done this blast. I haven't even really used it yet, I don't think. Bullseye, you only occasionally miss, and the damage dealt with crossbows is increased slightly. Ammo recovery rate is increased. Now that's nice. That helps us keep going. Maverick sounds good too. That almost sounds like a passive special. Kind of like some of the others have these that will hit kind of later in their progression. And then this one is just an all-around boost, looks like. So we've got those, and they're good. I think we've, kind of said we just didn't want to leave those lagging behind. At the moment, at least, we've said that we don't need a whole lot. The main reason we have Tinker is for the trap sense, or the trap affinity, really, to pick them up. And yeah, it would save us swapping gear a little bit, but we have the gear. Eventually, we can add 6 more trap affinity to ourselves. This would be a lot more critical chance, which is good. But I don't think we're at that point where we're struggling for crits at the moment, where we're dependent on them. So a good one to get as we get deeper into the game for sure. But am I hurting myself by leaving these two? This one has a lot of the taskbar skills, which we could use and start playing around with. Maybe we can get better at them. And then I kind of had said, well, with the frosty floor on this level, maybe this is a time to skip on the perception, because we can see things pretty well as is, and hold that off until we've boosted up the others. So I think it comes down to not using it to yet. Do we go lock up and try to start learning and using that skill, or do we go with the crossbow just because we need more ammo recovery and to become better when we want to hit those enemies at range? I'm torn. I think maybe a mistake, but let's try this one. I don't know that I've ever really gotten into it. So we'll give that a shot. See what it plays out like. All right. So it is a deal. Let's apply this, and then let's activate it, or ready it. Oh, we're stuck. Yeah. Okay. Lock up. Now. That didn't do anything. Well, Locks an enemy to their current position. Somewhere along the line, you also learn something about traps. It didn't do anything. To be continued? I don't know what I just did. If anybody knows what I just did, please feel free to tell me. Sounds of machinery. That may be that chest, wherever it is. Where are we? Okay, we're up in this corner. And we're filling up again. This. That. No. That was the one I really wasn't sure what it was doing to me. Okay, that should be valuable. That was the bee culture. Unfortunately, the only thing in this book are the words, "Oh no, the bees!" over and over and over again. Oh, Chris Farley, I miss your humor. I guess that answers. I was talking about it may be cool if they had. Well, I guess now we know what would be in the Skyrim style book. They anticipated my question pretty nicely. Well done, game. All right. Man, so much junk. I've said in both versions, I think it's one of the things I anticipated least, but am more aware of when I'm recording than I otherwise would be. I think when I just play, several different games and switch back and forth, is the difference in keys. And 558. How do we tithe loot fisk? Okay. He belcheth forth thy slimy reward. Twickle the small fjord. So we got a pretty decent mace out of engaging the lutefisk. We had 550 some pieces. We traded that in, and this is again why I said I if you got to pick a god in this game between the lutefisk fish and Krong, it's Krong for me all the way. Hang on one second. Because you don't, like, what do we care about a mace? We'll get some cash out of it. But what's the likelihood that the cash is any more than 3 per piece of fish? And think about all the things that we put in to make that. They all had value, and it was more than 1 or 2 a pop. So I don't know. I mean, aside from the desire to clear your inventory as you're going, I don't see what the deal is. Now we gotta try to do this again because I don't know what's going on. Didn't we have a fit? There we go. Oh, hey, get on the grill. Yeah, I don't see what the point is there. Okay. What does that do? Should I be using it like at a distance? Is it like a proximity deal? All right, we got another check. Can I just use it over here? it did something. Now, is he stuck? And how long is he stuck for? Interesting.
Critical hit.
So if I go stand next to him, then he can still attack me. I wonder how long that, if we just leave him, how long does he sit there? Interesting. Okay, well that makes that more appealing. Certainly. I sure wasn't I thought like, okay, we got a monster zoo and we can freeze somebody right next to us and they won't be able to move at all, i.e. attack us, and will sit there and be a block for everything else. Well, that's not it at all. They can stand still and attack you. But like for the ghosts, right? We've talked about how they run away and they're kind of a pain. We could lock them so they can't just fly around and then step in and give them the old one too. So from here, like if we just... What? That didn't work. Maybe if you're too close it doesn't work. I don't know. Still learning, but I think the further away you are, the better off, maybe. Okay, let's try him here. Oh, now he's got a ranged attack. Well, that's no good. But hey, we were talking about how we should be using more. So can I now just...
Critical hit.
I am intrigued. I'll give it that. All right, let's hit this fish guy. So now he's locked. Okay, so that's the move, and maybe now as we boost up our crossbow, maybe that will make a lot of sense because that's pretty cool, right? The ugly stick. All right, let's get you. Have this ready to go again. Summons the cold winds of the north to bedevil your foes and chill their flesh from the bone. Does damage over time and increases their ability to dodge and the resistance to cold. But we have so much resistance to cold. Oh, it took it down one. Yeah, I don't think that's the worst thing ever for us. We're running out of possible zoos, so one or the other of them could be it. All right, let's try to lock him. We've still got some good... What? Telling me you can dodge my sword, me, the master swordsman that I am, when I have you stuck to the ground? Ooh, bread. Grilled cheese coming. Ooh, another Brox. What are these? Rubber pants. You just wear them for the insulation, really. I don't think those are going to touch my parachute pants. They got an extra star, but otherwise not much. But we can try to make some money. Ooh, 1,500 for that trap. So we got to kind of endure it, and then 25. It's an average kind of deal. Here's the Book of Bee Culture. 43. 45. This was the the deal. So you basically average out how much each item that you threw into the lutefisk bin was. We had 550, so we're not even getting 10 back per deal, right? We're I don't know. I don't see a ton in the value. But I like having it. I like that you don't just have to drop trash on the ground. That piece of it is great. And hey, maybe we may want to hang on to those, actually. Let's give it a second here. I think I just put that down. Not intended. Garbage. But I mean, we're getting 50, right? 50 is a lot more than 5. Even 8 is a lot more than 5. So I guess when I come here, why would I mean, I'll still, dump my inventory trash. 1900, not bad for the thermite lance. I'll still dump my inventory trash when I need to make room with the low value stuff into the bin, but I'd rather just, take all that's a few hundred extra gold that, turns into another batch of arrows or who knows what else. So I don't know. Let me know in the, if you played, are you a lutefisk fan or not? And hey, you can tell me IRL lutefisk stories if you got them. I've got them too. Any kid that has any family of Scandinavian heritage will have their trials by lutefisk stories. We've all got them. Okay, so 332. It's got fire attack damage, resistance, and then crushing looking block chance. So pretty good from a fighting sense. These were the thieving gloves already, and we boosted them. So we've got one less overall attribute, but the caddishness is nice, and we would still want to keep these as an extra piece of trap gear, I think. But I don't know. Let's hang on to them because I think it seems to me I play with the pyromancers more often towards the late game, at least in past runs. They're recognizable. They're familiar to me. So let's just pretend like I know what I'm talking about, and decide that pyromancers will be good at some point. Okay, more cheese. This likewise, are we beyond all reasonable pale? And Havarti is the 11. She's up here. And then we had potions. Potion, and we got some more arrows. We just looked at arrows, so I'm not too worried. I think this was our other thieving ring, and I'll keep a couple of these, but it seems like we got plenty of oomph at the moment. We'll look fine. Alright, back over to Brax. So, yeah, if from the fish statue we'd gotten some kind of a glove that was better than either of those, or like our shoes they're very wide ranging and beneficial, but they're only 3-star. There would be spots where a lot of that could go. But I don't. I don't know. Still a struggle as to what to do. So anyway, out and about town today, doing some stuff, and it's funny. I had a meeting I was going into, and I just didn't even think. I kind of thought, right, but we're in pandemic time. That's how things roll. I'm all masked up. I got my pocket hand sanitizer all ready to go. I'm out and about, and again, I'm just about a week. Is it a week today? I think so. A week from my second dose, so halfway of that soak time until I'm as good as I get, and I think Colorado is right on the cusp of pulling back on the mask restrictions. I'm not sure how wild I am about that, honestly. And by the time these videos air, that may have already passed. Again, I'm doing these. Come on, up one day at a time and recording a bunch. So I'm already like a week out of where these are recording at. So don't take this as breaking news. But anyway, on the day I recorded this, get out of my. Oh no! Come on, worst angle ever. All right. Whew. And we're still perfectly healthy. Okay. First thing, you try to tell a story, and this is what you get. All right. We're going to see who can we. So now is he stuck? He looks stuck. All right. Let's archery it up. He's very dodgy, it seems. Okay, so now does he have to move around him? He does. Oh, that's kind of great. Yeah, I'd be wondering too, friend. Oh, that was dumb. I say that, but I keep forgetting how OP we are at the moment. I did not like this rollout with all this like cluttered hallway and all the. Oh my. Fwarzap, the president of boozes. Fazarp. These little green men wander around in the dungeons of Dredmor looking for pots of gold, bottles of Guinness, and heroes to rob. This monster is trying to kill you. That's kind of fun. Alright. Who's coming? Okay, we can now reapply. Now, I don't know how much this weapons rack will protect me from. Oh, come on. Clearly, it's going to protect me from a whole bunch of them knowing how to get to me at a time. I don't really want to get overwhelmed. My problem is if they can hit me from ranged right there. Okay, thank you. Ooh, and we can use this one. We haven't used it in a bit. Take that, you little leprechaun. Alright, now, this is the question. If I select the lockup and I put it on this fish, now does that lock everybody else into place? Yeah, I had to, survive and block, but do they now have to go around? Sorry, I was out and about. I forgot to silence my phone. Hang on one sec. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't even mute or anything. Just Oh, is he? No, he wasn't even the one I did, was he? Who else is coming? So not only is he stuck, but it seems that they're all. But I think he's still kind of a blocker there, right? And we'll just kind of watch and see how long does that hold. Oh, okay, so he moved now. Still can't recharge the sword. But let's do that again with that guy now.
Critical hit.
This gives us just a bit of time to keep our oh, you don't like the bees. I don't want to use the 3 in a row on that guy yet. Can I wonder if it has a range. Oh, wait, it's not even ready yet? Okay, never mind. How's our health? Could use another steak. Walk him again. I don't know what this snowy, icy thing is. Oh, I must have missed on him, maybe?
Critical hit.
Yeah, I don't even know if that that lockup thing has a resist or not. Be nice if something wasn't on cooldown for Valcrit, the Bearer of Envies. This golem is fabulously blinged out. This monster is trying to kill you. Okay, at least that gives me a better chance to use that on a regular basis. Oh, acidized. I mean, even looked at the numbers. There's still 64 monsters left in the room, so we still got a bit here, but we're doing all right. I'd like to get at least a chance to snack. All right, I think that's it. 36 seems just about right.
Eat food to regain health.
Yeah. Okay. Now we can reapply our sword. Now we can try something with that guy, maybe? Pick up a bunch of cash. Okay, that's a lot of interest. Just bring it back. Practice a little archery. I think we're gonna have quite a while before that becomes an imperative. Food really helped. Let's eat one more, see if we can
Critical hits.
Okay. Up next, softball. Got a good bit. Reapply the sword. Try this again. Let's go on the fish. See what that does to everybody. Seem to be holding up okay. No real need for food. I don't even see anybody out beyond this table that I could hit with this. I mean, I guess we could get a whop. Yeah.
Critical hits.
That didn't do much. Okay. So it must be blockable,
Hits.
either mob types or let's do that. Okay. Now it's time for another
Critical hits.
anger-provoking softball toss. see if we can stick him. Dead there. Dead there. Holding up pretty well on the health there. Okay, that got a lot more coming. Can do the lock again. See if it does anything to the bee. Seems to. Alright, again, doing pretty darn well. That's, I'm scrolling my mouse wheel,
Critical hits.
trying to gain a reaction and getting, purple dragons sometimes explode in fire. Oh, that's fun. Good to know. Yeah, apparently I know which ones I should be using lockup on. Now, are any of these actually, I guess something is, trying to get me? Alright. So it's time to make us appreciate whatever future points we spend on archery.
Critical hits. Critical hits.
Oh, we're out.
Critical hits.
That's just terrible, terrible idea. But we can push back the limits a little, maybe. Come on. Come on. Oh, stop it. Cold is like my least weak thing. I'm like Elf. I love the snow. Okay, get out of the inferno, though. Don't need quite that much. I guess we'll just have another steak. Hey, what are you doing? Ooh, that looks... Oh, I stepped on it. I just saw it for the first time. So those things get left as a fire trap. Can I pick... I don't think I can pick that up. Interesting. Okay. Interesting that also got aggro from everybody. Let's use these. This is going to be a mess. I say, let's use these, and then have no intent to. Okay, can I get... How's her health? Not bad yet, surprisingly. Can't reset anything, so let's... Nom. Yeah, what was I saying about zoos and taking cover and playing smart? Just run in the middle of them. That's the best bet. Stop respecting your foes. Just whack them. Oh, I saw. So he can like throw that underneath me. Now, will others try to step in that? I think the food benefit is all gone. We'll just keep working on that. I thought that was like a dragony deal, but stop it! Feet are hot. I'm sure it's not the fish. I shouldn't have hit him. Whew. Still got one of those traps over here. Yeah, step on it. Step. Oh, there you go. Ha ha ha. Sorry, that was loud. It surprised me. I got a shield. I'm never really sure of how, is it just that there's regular monsters in the midst of it? Or what? But somehow the counts get off. Okay, one more. Well, that worked out pretty well. Obligatory time check afterwards. Make sure we don't have a slide up in front of the game or something. Just under an hour. So we may get this whole thing wrapped up here. I don't even think there's an hour's worth left in that. We'll see. What do we get? That's probably going to be worth quite a bit. Mootzuk, the Charlatan Spiker. That would work pretty well with Arcana. I mean, go figure, right? A shield working well for a kind of warrior style. Yeah, pretty much just gonna be rolling at this point, I think, until... Bring it, game. Oh, no, I can't use it. Oh, so when we went into the zoo, I kind of forgot the... Was he the one that was doing all that? From a distance? Those firebomb things? I don't know. So I was telling my my fun story from the day today. So I had just a customer service type appointment thing, scheduled deal and all that, and going in to meet somebody face to face, and I hadn't done that in quite a while. It was like, okay, well, this is going to be like, half an hour to an hour, something like that. I didn't know exactly and didn't have to know if I'd have to wait or anything. But, I had a little bit of time. I was like, all right, I haven't done anything like this. Let's swing by a Starbucks, and I gotta, like I've said before, if I do go to any of those places, I'm the give me a venti pike place. Don't even worry about room for sugar in it. Ooh, this is the Mace of Windu. We had seen this earlier. We can definitely afford it. Is it better than what we've got? 1831 is going to be our total attack bonuses and full stars. We'd lose a little bit. Anti-blade of the anti-hero. Yeah, I think the mace is. Oh, it's a mace. What? Oh, it's such a bummer. I was like, yeah, I'm getting sold here. That's pretty good. It's a stinking mace. Ooh, the Dwarven Army Sword. Now this is Dwarven Army Sword is useful for pretty much everything, but not especially good for anything in particular. We'd actually used that, not in that sense, but we'd used that kind of a description on a sword we didn't opt for in the past because you got to have a little bit of specialization, right? A multi-tool is not what you want to take into combat. Yeah, a Swiss Army knife is great, good tool to have. Now I think the whole kind of, oh, it's a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. It was kind of the thing to carry, at least when I was a kid. And maybe for kids it still is. Maybe it's a huge deal there. But, it gave you a few basic things. It gave you that corkscrew and a couple different short knife blades that were foldable, and some kind of an awl usually, plastic nasty toothpick and a pair of tweezers and stuff. I had a few different ones over the years, and they were certainly very handy. Good to have a variety of tools. For that, they're great. In this kind of situation, I don't need my sword to be the thing that helps me get traps picked up. So, well, it's cool looking. I would have much rather had the Mesa Windu it's a freaking lightsaber, man. That's who's ever called a lightsaber. It's a saber. It's a mace. Samuel L. Jackson, you make me sad. I'm still trying to tell my story too. I remember each time I reach over here. So, anyway, appointment, schedule, not somebody I particularly know or anything like that. Just a service industry type person that I had to sit down with, and we're talking, and well, I get in there. I'd actually it had been so long I hadn't set up appointments or anything, so I just dropped by and talked to the receptionist and said, "Hey, I'm just curious. Are you guys doing appointments? Can I schedule something? Is there anything available? What do I have to do?" And oh yeah, but like it's one of those you walk in the door and you're like, "Oh man, I should have just called, right?" And at the time, I didn't know. It was just this lady and little bit older, like comfortably middle aged, I would think. And she's talking on the phone to somebody when I walk in, and I just kind of stop and pause for a bit. She's kind of got like she's in this public customer setting reception area, and she's got her mask on, but it's like hanging down off her. You guys have all seen it, right? The person that's like got it, it's kind of like on their chin and barely covering, as I'm putting my hand between the mic and my face. But it's kind of like covering like their lower lip, and has just either slid down or they pulled it down. And look, we've all been exposed to enough of the mask culture. I don't think there's anything else here I want. Is there? Scaled armor, that's so cheap. It's not gonna rival. The crossbow was junk. Alright, did we... Oh, what's this necklace? Pretty good, but it's already named, and it's junk for... take all this stuff, put it on a necklace, and sell it to me. Well, it would have to have the recharge, but, then we're talking. Not on the sword. So, we sold... I'm so lost. I'm trying to get this story out. So, yeah, yesterday I go in and set an appointment. And as I'm waiting, just inside the door, again, I haven't done much of anything in terms of, in person. I have continually done grocery shopping in person. I don't need the delivery. I definitely fully mask up, and I carry sanitizer with me, and throughout the store, and then as I'm checking out, there's a couple times that I'll just repeatedly make sure that I have fresh sanitizer going. And that seems to have worked. I've definitely gone out and done things with my friends, but I haven't gone anywhere where I've really sat inside a restaurant at any point during all this stuff. I'll go sit at a place with a patio when the weather's nice, and I'm down with that. And my definition of nice weather actually is liberal enough that a lot of times those aren't even too crowded when I get there. So anyway, first kind of like office walk up to a counter type experience that I've had in quite a while. And this lady's talking on the phone and totally obviously having a time of it, right? It's clear, and I'm guessing from the spelling of the name that the person was either Middle Eastern or kind of Central Asian background, and she was clearly struggling, having to ask to repeat the names and all that kind of stuff, and like, okay, so it's like a phone call, and she said at one point she interrupts the person. She says, "Hey, do you mind? Can I have 1 second here?" And she did, break away and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm on this," and I said, "Hey, no problem. I'm not in a rush. I'm here. Take your time, finish that up." We've kind of talked my mentality on a lot of the customer service and just dealing with people and managing situations type stuff. So this was one of those scenarios, and I just kind of said, "Hey, from my side, you'll get to me. It sounds like you got your hands full. Figure that out, get it done, and then if you need to, I'll just wait over here in this chair. If you need a minute, take it, get set, and then whenever you're ready, I'm here. I wasn't, I didn't have to be anywhere in 10 minutes or anything like that. If I had, I would have just said, "Hey, don't worry about it. It seems like this is a tough time. I'll come back. It'll be good." So anyway, she gets all done. She's got this mask like hanging off her face, and I was kind of like, man, I wonder how long this call has been going. She just looked like she had taken a few kicks in the teeth, like some of these diggles, by the time I got to her. And then she starts saying, she's like, "Have you been in here before?" And I was like, "Yeah, you've got my phone number, but it's been like 10 years. And just for you guys, this was like financial planning type stuff, right? And I don't do a whole, listen, I'm kind of opposite of a lot of that kind of stuff. But, it was time. You got to do those kind of things every once in a while. And so I was going back in. And again, I'm not a bigwig, right? This isn't like a personal relationship. This is one of the names you see advertised on, I don't know, like football games and TV shows and all that kind of stuff. Not any like oh, this is, your parents' friend who's managed all of your family's finances for years. I'm not that guy. I'm just the walk in who's available kind of. So that was what. Hey, I'd like to talk. Have some questions. Like to talk over a couple things. Can I get an appointment? And I didn't know. Guess what? Everybody in the country got an extension on their tax returns. I'm this fool that thinks that April 15th is tax day. Well, that's what was going on, is everybody's in trying to get their tax stuff done because everybody has procrastinated. And I'm like, I don't know. I know it's a little geeky and it's funny because I'm not a math guy at all. Obviously, history, read books, all that kind of stuff. But and I don't like the I don't know. Like, to the extent that they're there, I like working within spreadsheets and stuff like that. It's just, for me, math gets confused into like calculus and some of those kinds of pieces. And I never took a dedicated statistics class, so that may be a part of it. I think a part of me would really love statistics. But another part would absolutely hate being that focused on numeric data and all that. And it's kind of like my career in tech. I love knowing how computer systems work and networking and all that kind of stuff. I don't at all like. Glad I got those fire gloves, by the way. I don't at all like dealing with code, actual code and code checking, and where is the one logic flaw in this that's not making it work. So, short little bits of scripting and stuff like that. Sure, yeah, that's been fun. But as far as being a coder or programmer, and not exactly my deal. So that's kind of the same deal with math. I love it. I love the history of math and like how people, primarily by looking at the stars and recognizing that, hey, even across lifetimes, these things are repeatedly returning to same predictable places. How can we account for that? That stuff just blows my mind. How, getting to where those could be right and wrong questions, and definitively provable. It's right when the math that you have that predicts what arc that star or planet or whatever is taking through the sky will predict that it comes back. And comets were kind of the ones that, Halley and Newton and some of the British Royal Observatory folk, and the Royal Society, they were innovating calculus and some of the new, at the time, I say new math. I don't know anything about new math. I think we've talked about that, but they were innovating these new there we go. These new techniques to answer predictable questions or answer questions to definable problems or actuality. I don't know. Okay. Totally, I'm sidetracked in the game. I'm sidetracked on my story. So, not a big math guy, like the finance stuff and all that, and I enjoy it, but I don't know. Tax day got apparently. I now know it's actually this month. The whole, because of the pandemic and everything, the country just basically got a a pat, like, hey, look, we're not, we at the IRS, federal government, all that are not on top of stuff. So we can't, just say, hey, we're gonna kick you and you're down because you didn't get your taxes done in time or filed. So they gave everybody an extra month. Cool. I think that's great. I think the whole idea of these filing for an extension is just silly. Like, what? As a procrastinator, and I'm a huge procrastinator. Why we facilitate that? And I get it. It's because it really should be because unavoidable things come up and prevent you from doing the preparation work or all that. Like, say you're in a car accident, right? A bad car accident. Unfortunately, people tragically lose their lives a lot in car accidents. But something that lays you up, puts you in the hospital for a couple of months, and if that happens in the month or so before tax day when you're trying to get all your stuff together, that can be an unavoidable situation where you aren't able to manage your taxes. But it's kind of like the Christmas creep sales season. Oh, man, watch out! Here's a tangent that is way off the story. So, what? Let's go back into the pocket while I'm talking. I'm just like sitting here talking silly. Okay, we don't have anything to sell. How's our inventory? Let's clean some of this stuff up before we go. While I'm talking, if everybody, if there's no question, you're just filing extra paperwork to get the extension. That just seems to me like a huge, colossal waste of resources and time. As they've shown here this year. Why not just say, hey, it's too close? But the problem is, everybody just waits. And so then, the people that are like, wait, it's still tax season, are walking in to have a totally unrelated thing, and everybody's like, dude, what's going on? So anyway, this receptionist lady was totally frazzled because apparently everybody's scrambling to get appointments or whatever. I don't know. And I kind of find myself in the midst of all this, and I'm like, hey, maybe this isn't the best time. Oh no, we got loads of appointments. What would you like to do? When I finally talk to her, and then I start to kind of begin to get the feeling that maybe whatever was going on in the phone conversation drama wasn't so much the customer as this lady. You ever get those feelings when you're like, I don't know all the details, but I'm kind of taking the side of the unknown person on the phone in whatever was going on, because I walk up and, hey, how can I help you? Can I get your name? Whatever. And she starts looking me up, and she says, oh, okay. Have you ever been in here before? And I said, yeah, but it's been a few years. I'm not like a current customer or anything, but I don't have an appointment or anybody in particular. I just got some questions. I want to talk to somebody. Okay, well, blah, 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 blah. And she starts pulling me up, and she's asking about my real name. Obviously, that's not Hambbage, but okay, yeah, I see you in here. And then she even I think she asked for my phone. I said, yeah, here it is. She said, oh, that's what we've got. And then she verified back to me, I think, my birth date and my email address. And I said, yeah, that's email address still is right. Address has changed, some of that kind of stuff, but whatever. We go all through this, and at some point she says, your name is popular. And I said, what are you talking about? And she said, we've got 6 people with your name. And I said, nationally? She said, no, here. And I said, that's not possible. And look, my first name, totally run of the mill. There's actually somebody today we both got called because they just called out the first name. We both had it. We're both waiting for my actual appointment. But anyway, So we're hanging out and trying to figure this out. And she's like, "Oh yeah, there's 6." And I'm like, "Okay, look, I just need an appointment. I can be flexible on time. That's part of my deal. I can kind of juggle things around, and that's why I do a lot of stuff in the middle of the day, flexibility wise." And so I said, maybe something tomorrow afternoon. Do you have anything then? Oh, well, we got like a 1, a 4, a 5, and I'm like, 1 o'clock, perfect. And then I kind of sit there, and she's like, "Oh, this seems weird. Now, what time did you want again?" 1 o'clock. It takes like forever, and she keeps like asking to re-verify stuff we've already talked about. Yeah, I know you're playing your little DS thing. I'm just telling a story here. So we go through this whole deal, and finally, she said, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're all set. 1 o'clock tomorrow. Come on back. Well, you're meeting with this guy." And she tells me the name. Name means nothing to me. Like I said, I don't have a particular relationship, but I just okay. Well, that's the one. So I come back today, and different person at the desk, and also what I would another woman, but I would also classify as middle aged, but just kind of that like nothing's gonna ruffle my feathers type attitude. Like, yeah, I'm kind of all over this. Whatever you got, I don't care that it's been extension to tax time. Like, I've seen it all before. I've done it. Whatever. So I walk in. I'm like, "Hey, what's up? I got a 1 o'clock. This is my name, and I'm supposed to be meeting with Hugh." Was the person, and she says, "Okay, great." And she starts tapping on the keyboard, and she's like, I'm not seeing that." And I said, "I don't know what to tell you." So she takes a couple different, like my phone number, a couple the email and everything that the account's under and all that. Like, what? How can I cross reference you to try to search it? And then she's like, "Give me a minute. Let me go go check another system," which, by the way, is code for let me go check with this person and see if we can just make this work right now. We don't want to make you mad because obviously whatever the other lady had done never result. It was kind of you can take the reservation, but you can't hold the reservation. But they couldn't even take the reservation. Whatever they'd done hadn't taken when I came back today. They didn't know I was coming, but they got me in, and I went in. But as I was coming over for this appointment, and I'm like, this is finance stuff. It's kind of always been my tradition, and I don't enjoy doing it a whole lot, but it's like going to the dentist. You got to do all these kind of things. So I had stopped on the way to get Starbucks. Got my Venti Pike Place, no room for cream or sugar cup of coffee. I've still got like half of it in my hand here, and this was 3 hours ago now. So I walked I walked in, and as I'm like walking back out to get in my car to drive over to the place, I'm like, that was the dumbest thing you've ever done. You got to wear a mask in this place. You can't. Why would you ever bring like food or a coffee or anything like that into a deal? And it's just always been the deal. If you're gonna go, you're gonna be talking over these kind of things. Bring something of yourself so you're sharp and engaged and ready to go. And it is kind of one of those I would also apply to an office type environment. If you've got a job, in kind of corporate or just office type environment where you have the staff meetings and those kind of things, or any kind of job where you've got, if you're going to go into a training, if you're going to be in a staff meeting or something like that, take care of yourself first. Be a big boy or girl. Go to the bathroom before it starts. Get yourself, if it's a glass of water, a cup of coffee, whatever time of day appropriate thing it is. But have yourself ready as an adult. Be ready to go. So I'd done that, and it was totally stupid. And of course, it's like 40 degrees high out here today, middle of May. Rain. We had snow last night, but kind of just a wet, soggy, rainy day. It's supposed to now after today. It's supposed to kind of ratchet back up towards the weekend, but this is what we got to get through. So I brought it in, and I was like, don't worry, I'm not gonna drink this. I figure it'll get colder sitting out in the car than it would if I just set it in here. So that was the long roundabout story. I've still got Starbucks on my desk, and yeah, when reservations and things go wrong, don't. And I know it was easy for me to be very laid back because it wouldn't have thrown off my day. I wasn't one of, I'm sure people are freaking out. I think he said it's like this. It's not the 15th, and maybe that's just the day of the week or whatever. So what is it? Today is the 11th, and it's Tuesday, I think. So, 13th, 14th. Yeah, so the 15th would be on the weekend, so that would make sense, right? Tax day in April is always the Monday after if the 15th is on a weekend. So that all makes sense, and that was why it was so crazy in there. And if I'd been in that situation, like, what are you saying? I can't get my taxes done? I would have freaked out, and I would have been tempted to. I could see a lot of people, but a little bit of understanding goes a long way, and just good manners, and it would have been worse if it was the same lady. And you're like, do you not remember me? And she would have probably been mortified and all that. But if it's anybody in those situations, obviously it wasn't the person that was there today's fault at all. And a couple times I said, hey, I really appreciate both of them as I was leaving. Really appreciate you guys getting me in. I know it's a crazy time. I hope you guys make it through the next few days. But you know. Uh, I really appreciate that you guys were able to actually get my questions and stuff answered before, so I didn't have to reschedule or make another trip. And honestly, I could have, it wasn't anything dire or urgent for me, but it was nice to get it done when I'd planned to, since, I kind of worked my timing around. But anyway, super long story and not appropriate for Dungeons of Darkmoor. Now, what a waste. That's the potent Starbucks coffee, by the way. It'll sidetrack you. So we're going to avoid stories. We're going to go on to our next level, though, and see what we got up to next. We've almost got another level, and I think we'll... Oh, hello. Ooh, trap right there. Alright. Nay. Yay, maybe. Oh, what was it, a 40? So now no, there we go. All right. That's why it's nice having the 2s on these. That really, because I think there's a 45% chance and a 40, and if you have one or the other, it. Well, I think if you see one that says you have a 40% chance, and you only have you add one item with one trap affinity attribute, you would then see 45, right? And they're not all there. I think there's only like 3 or 4 levels per trap. So there you go. So this one, all you would need is one. If you had a ring with one trap affinity on it, you could plop it in. With 2, we know we'll be able to, and then it shows up too. So there's a certain level. A bling mon. I guess it looked kind of fiery. I don't know. It said bling. Yeah. All the goods. More of the goods. I guess that. Right? I think we're so good on all the rest of this. I can just stack the cheesy omelets in. They're not a real good bargain, but who cares, right? And this is a potion of healing, so I do want to pull that down. But yeah, moral of my rambling, winding story, I guess, was, ooh, what are you? A footy. Nobody's entirely sure how this demon manages to kill ventures, but it does. The monster has not noticed your presence. So it's a foot with an eye? Kind of look toe-like to me, so I'm there with him, but... I think those are the rubber pants. They were shiny looking. Can't fool me, game. Ooh, there's some more grilled steak. Buy one, get another. We're not just one hitting on these guys yet. The Hex Axe of the Magic Axe Lords. Oh, I thought that was one of those vandalism statues. I was all excited to get more XP, maybe level. Nay. Maybe we roll with that for a minute. Okay, now, before we go into a room of next level monsters, let's do that. That. Maybe a bit of this. A daimyo bot marked for the B package. This samurai bot comes complete with color matched bumpers and unquenchable hatred for all life. Well, I wish he might be a giant. And they might be giants. So I think our decision now is with our lockup. We wanted to push more into the crossbow, and we're very, we could easily now justify another trap sense, but we need a couple there, and I think the bow it's time. We got that lockup, and that would be fun to play around with a little more now that we know what it does. Ooh, and we're at 100 points of health, which is cool. Let me get just a random tickle. So very, very hungry. Grandpa mustache, the grandpa mustache, the pinnacle of wisdom experience in the mustache community. And we just slaughtered him. Another one of those toes. It seemed like the feet part of the foot seemed more like a broken off toe. He left that stuff all over the place. Can I... Oh, come on. Didn't hurt too bad. And we got that end cleared. Now let's come back over here.
Critical hit.
Worked out pretty well. I totally ignored reading the eliminate Lord Dredmor's 93rd flank. The father of Warlock claim Fleo, the plutonic tentacle, and destroy it at the Mellow Shrine. Okay. Yeah, we totally skipped reading that. You should have told me I was not paying attention. And now we have this one. The monstrous regiment, Lord Dredmor's 87th Brigade, the charitable codfishes, has recently come into possession of the artifact Ulwerka, the charlatan pillars, and must be stopped. Okay. 35, so time to put on the padded suit. You get one of the little robots to cruise along. Was there another trap somewhere that I'd marked and not done? I don't know. I have a bird going nuts outside my window. Oh, so here's the other fun thing. So between yesterday, when I was out and about and ended up making this appointment, and today, when I went back to it, we had snow. I've already shared that. That's cool. I love snow. Also, I was parked under what's still otherwise a pretty bare tree. You know, it's got a few buds, but things in Colorado are pretty far behind. And some of the flowering type trees have kind of really struggled because we've had off and on snow and rain. So just when they start looking good, we get a couple days of steady rain and snow, and all of a sudden they look all kind of beat up. And that's a shame. I don't know. Super tree flower person or anything like that, but I'd like it in the spring when all those have been planted specifically for that they have a good season, look good. That's the whole point, and it's kind of a bummer when they don't. So anyway, the snow. So last evening when I was recording, I actually did a bit of both this series and the other. So some of the last videos you guys just watched, if you're watching in order, I had actually recorded as I was working on that. Let's trade up the gear. Okay. We'll take a turn and see if either of them. I don't know which is worse, the diggle or the. Walked into this situation. Ooh, God. Fancy crossbow, I see. Okay. I know I haven't finished the snow story yet. I'm working on it. So, I should have taken the trap. Is what everybody's screaming. Why did you take the trap? Clearly, because we need to have a good crossbow too. Well, just to prove it, put these copper bolts in here. 14 piercing, top tier. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and. The problem here, and we'll keep this one because it's still pretty good, and it's got the acid. Is that the 3 and the 1 are attributes, so I don't need to use the crossbow. This crossbow is much more punishing, but it doesn't have anything that applies to all my shots. So there's that. Now, if we let's roll with our lockup, then
Critical hits.
oh, that was the knockback blast. That's pretty cool. He's actually for one deal there. Okay, the Diggle is likely to come back up, so let's apply the sword. Of course you would come back there.
Critical hit.
Apparently the mustaches are very dodgy. I'm guessing. That's what that means? Okay, now he's coming. I don't know quite why he was so slow, but whatever. Oh, sorry. Still just kind of one continuous combat here. So we're in the midst of like wet, it's springtime, so big cycle of wet weather and a little mix of snow last night, which by itself was pretty cool. Actually, I loved to be. It was damp, it wasn't just like a pleasant go outside and be in the snow. It was more like rain with some snowflakes in it. But put on the rain jacket and went out and enjoyed it for a little bit between my various sessions yesterday. But when I came out today, I was like driving along, I got like a big spot on my windshield of bird poop. Okay, whatever. Hit it with the wipers, barely phased. Just kind of makes a dent in it, right? This is gonna take the brush at the gas station at least. Obviously, you're not gonna go get a car wash. It's in the middle of a rainy couple days. But as I'm driving along, I've just noticed this. Just kind of like done the old like smear with the wipers, which is never really an ideal situation. But I've kind of done the best I can with it, and it's still obviously there. And then I get the first real look out of the rear view mirror, and I've got like two just. This bird had eaten well. Let's put it that way. And yeah, it was nasty. So I'm like, I go. I think I'd gotten the coffee already, but I still had a few minutes. I was like, well, all right. This was about the time I'm realizing, wait, I can't even take this in. I gotta wear a mask. What am I doing? What am I doing here? Are you? So I go to the gas station, right? Get the little squeegee guy, and I start going. This bird, it was either a hawk or an owl, and I'm assuming it was some kind of like hawk or falcon or something like that, because it wasn't pellets. And for anybody that doesn't know, owls, for excreting, from a lot of their feeding, will actually make pellets out of much of the undigestible material, and then they'll regurgitate them back up. So if you find like an owl's nest or a tree that an owl often perches in, you'll find a little of and they look kind of like the lawn plugs that you would see, but they're kind of made up of fur or whatever of the little mice and things that they'd eaten. Well, whatever had been perched above my car had obviously been a messy eater, because in the rain and all that, there was like all this like just as warning, a little graphic, but there's like fur clumps on my car that were like wetted, so they just stuck to the surface, and that was nasty. And then it hit like like the two back side windows, and I have a Forerunner, so two back side windows both hit. Two big messy spots in the middle of my back window, and then like other just all over the sides of my car. I was like, what was going on with this last night? Like, just nasty. You would have thought in the rain it wouldn't have even been a deal. It was nasty. I'm just proving you can't play this game and talk, really. You gotta just go. I wonder how much time has gone since we started. Oh, so many diggles. 145. All right, we gotta try to reset, clean this up. Maybe I'll go back and do another Minecraft. I did some building earlier today, so I got a video up. I hope it posted. That was how I started. Was that in the YouTube page? It just said that the video processing is taking longer than expected. I hope that didn't mean it failed. Because of course, a couple hours to upload the video, and then a couple more hours usually, just a few minutes to they process it through. I don't know what all that does exactly, but I think there's licensing checks and all that kind of stuff. Probably some kind of an algorithm that I don't know, reviews to kind of make sure that it's not something awful going up. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know enough about this. I'm not going to claim like I know the YouTube system very well, but yeah, so stuck processing. I hope it's done now, though. Oh, wait, how do I get to that guy? I have to go all the way around to get to that guy? What is the problem with this map? We don't have that much time. Oh, maybe it's through here. No, it's just one of these. Oh. That's what we'll do. We'll finish up this episode with walking the Mac around and trying to kill these monsters. I'm not going to tell any more stories, because they're too distracting. We just end up sitting around talking instead of playing, and that's the furthest thing from my intention. I want to. I'm having a blast with this game, so.
Critical hit. Critical hit.
Not yet. Oh, one more still all the way around here. Yeah, I'm having a blast. This run is amazing. Getting up there with, what are we, level 8 now? I think we've done level 7 already, right? Yeah. So, oh, we have to get the thing. There we go. We got another shield. I mean, I guess we've moved on from shoes. That was what we used to get. Pacursa, the Stout Skull. A shield made of hide worth hiding behind. It is studded with simple thorium and is decorated with meticulously formed agate and charred meat products. Interesting mix. Looks pretty decent. A little magey, but again, it's a shield, so we don't care too much. But I think we're gonna just drop a knee right here. And no, you know what? We got a minute. Let's just get this part of the map. This one is already done. That's just gonna pull up there. So let's get this last room. More diggles. Diggles are so dodgy. not in like the Artful Dodger kind of way. Like the don't you mess around kind of way. Alright, we pull whatever that lever was. Let's clean up the map here. Alright, so now all that corner's good. We'll come back up to where we're not like in the backwater. Why is there more stuff here? Just chalk. Alright. Solid edge here and here. We got a long way to go to get any covered. Now we could just plunge into the portal, but kind of like to save that if we can. Alright, so we're going to stop right here. I think I'm going to do another, and then maybe, depending on how it goes, again, it's just kind of cruddy evening, and I've been out and about, already been active early today, so this may be my evening, but I don't know how we'll mix up between Minecraft and Dredmor here, so we'll see, but I'm going to wrap up here. This must be the thing for the mellow. No. It's a wizard sash. Hopefully it's worth a lot of money. Okay. With that, let's close it out. Quit. Still no don't go. Come back up here. Sorry for the black screen, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm sorry, this was a little, not that I plan out a lot of dialogue, but I kind of just slowly told stories that didn't amount to a whole lot. They weren't real meaningful, but my car got destroyed by a bird. Not literally, but messily by a bird, and I tried to bring coffee, or I did bring coffee into a place where I knew I couldn't drink it. Those were the big highlights of the day. So you guys take care. Even if it's damp outside, throw on a raincoat. It's always fun to go out in the rain. There's not as many people around. Different wildlife doing different things, pooping on cars and other such fun, and all kinds of stuff. It just changes the world that we live in, and a lot of times we're busy seeking shelter from that as opposed to being out in it. So if you can dress for the right occasion and stay warm and comfortable, get out after it. Anyway, take care of yourselves, take care of somebody else along the way. Most of all, know that you guys are awesome for tuning in. I appreciate it, and as always, likes or comments certainly appreciated. So hope you're enjoying, and see you next time. Bye.